Okay guys, so today is all about men's physique posing. I'm going to be teaching you how to pose properly and what things to look out for and to work on and to practice. See you soon. Okay guys, so here I'm going to be talking to you about the front pose. Yes, the front pose, guys. So here you can see me hitting my front pose. I like to have one hand on hip. I find that I can really bring my shoulders out. If you look at my own left shoulder, I'm able to pop it out a little bit more, using the back of the lats, the latissimus dorsi, the wings, whatever you want to call it. You control your shoulders, guys, with the lats. Okay, the secret is, guys, is you control the way your shoulders present itself with attaching the lats onto your triceps, and you can really kind of enhance the look of your shoulders, really cap it with if you get that right. As you can see, guys, also in my front pose, you can see my other arm, my own right arm. You can see it's obviously hanging down, but again, same thing with the lats. I kind of pop out my shoulder, so having the ability to use your lats to kind of make yourself look wider, and that's really beneficial to really make your shoulder and waist ratio big. So the whole aim of a front pose is to really have wide shoulders and a slight waist, right? Some people, again, haven't got gifted abs. My abs are not the best abs visually, so but I make use of my obliques. So I've got, when I get really lean, I'm like, this photo here is just at the beginning of peak week, so I've got a little bit more to come off, and I'm heavily drinking water. But when I'm really lean, my obliques stand out more than my actual abdominal region. So I make use of putting my waist to the side to really bring that out. So yeah, you got to use what works for you. So if you've got a really good, like, 6-pack or 8-pack, and it's really like presented well or symmetrical, then yeah, you could go front on. You can go front on and really show that off. In regards to my chest, I don't tense it too much, as you can see. I just kind of let it drop. I give it a little bit of a tense just to show a little bit of the striations. But if you tense it too much, guys, your chest will tend to flatten out and it won't look round. The whole aim is to make your muscle bellies look round. So from your chest to your shoulders, your arms, your triceps, even your traps as well. Forearms, you want them to look round, like a Phil Heath look. I'm not comparing myself to Phil Heath, by the way. But yeah, so there you go. Have a nice smile, make yourself presentable. Try not to show any tension in your face, because again, this is men's physique. This is not classic. This is not bodybuilding. So yeah, there is your front pose. If you have any questions on the front pose, put it in the comments below now, so I can answer any questions that you may have throughout this video. Also, guys, with the hands on hips, make sure that you can see where my hand is. If you're going to put your hands on hips, you can see where my hand is. It's below that line of ease. You really want to show that off, because it brings across a nice illusion in your waist as well. You let the judges see that. Again, you can have hands off as well. If you've got hands off, then just make sure dangle it in front, similar to the other hand where you can see my right arm is off. So yeah, that would be my front pose. Like I said, any questions, do put them below. And yeah, hopefully this front pose has helped you. Okay guys, the back pose. Yes, the back pose. They say if you have a good back, or you conquer your back pose, shows a 1 on the back. I agree with this to a certain extent. The thing about men's physique is that everything needs to be symmetrical, everything needs to be good. Yeah, so if we're talking about 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being poor, you know, both back and front need to be 7s at least, you know, 8s, you know what I mean, to kind of to win a show. Like one person might be a 9 in the front pose, but a 2 or 3 in the back pose. For me, the 7s or 8s on either way, front or back, win. You have to be, and it's all about the overall look. So okay, so moving on. So the back pose. It's quite a difficult one, really. A lot of people can't engage their muscles properly, so it's presentable for the crowd and most importantly the judges to see their potential, to see the actual muscles properly. So as you can see here, I kind of poked my bum out a little bit just to bring out the striations and leanness in my lower back. You know, that Christmas tree effect. And again, really important, again, same thing again with your lats. You can see the clinging onto my bottom of my triceps, so really kind of make sure that is the case, because you don't want like a little hole in the middle, and you know that means you're not spreading your back enough. But in regards to spreading your back, you don't want to spread it too much where there's no definition or no grooves in the back. So you got to find the balance. You got to find the balance as well. Your traps and rear delts, back of your shoulders, you need to make sure that they're popping as well. So it's a fine balance of trying to get the width with your back, but also trying to still keep detail, so you're presenting it like that to the judges so you can get marked on it. I tend to also lean back a little bit, because where the judges are lower than you are on the stage, you kind of want to direct your back towards them to so they can actually see directly what your back is saying. Also your triceps, don't forget about your triceps. Make sure you keep those engaged as well. Again, when I have a look at this, my back, I can see where I need to work on my traps, a little bit of my traps and my triceps as well, because my back's pretty decent, so I need my triceps to kind of stay in line. But this is things that we all need, you know, we all need improvement and to progress, because that's what keeps us going, right? Also guys, really important, a lot of people let their bellies go, yeah, or just relax from the front on, from their abs. But I'm telling you now guys, if you're coming from straight, directly looking straight at someone's back, you can see slightly, if you let your abdominals go, it will poke out to the side a bit. You know, if you can imagine me looking straight at someone's back, or you're looking straight at someone's back and they let the abs go, right at the bottom part of the lower back, you'll see it come out around the side. So what you need to do is just engage it a little bit, and you'll see it just tuck in, so it will create that illusion of a wide back and coming down into a V into your waist. So really important as well, engage your lower back, engage your abs just a little bit, not too much where you know you need to save the energy for your front pose, but just a little bit. So it helps that illusion of the V from your back to your waist. Also tension, so you want to engage your back a little bit, not too much, just to really bring out the detail throughout the whole back. I tend to look forwards when I do my back pose, but just for this photo I was looking in the mirror at myself, because it's important guys, when you're actually practicing for your back pose, you need to kind of see in the mirror at first to see if it looks good, and then you can then practice not looking at any mirrors and try and hit it properly, because you need to know what it feels like, you need to know what it looks like, and then when it looks good and you think it looks presentable, then you need to pose without mirrors and literally practice and get that feeling of how it should feel when you've done it. So I think that's covered most of that. Anyway, let's move on. Okay guys, your individual pose. So it all depends on the show that you're doing, but with the IFBB, you have to do an individual pose as a pro. And so you come out, hit some poses, do your transitions into new poses, and then, yeah, you know, it's not too long. I think it ends up to about, what, 15 seconds, if that, of a little routine. But again, with this as well, this is the first time a judge will see you on stage. So it's important to, especially in the pro ranks, it's the first time they see you on stage. So make sure you hit poses that suit you, okay? Take your time, practice, because it's important, guys. This is the first time they're going to see you. I think in the amateur league, everyone does their front and back pose first. Then if you're top, whatever it is, top 15, top 10, then you come out and do an individual routine. But either way, guys, do practice this. Do make sure you work on poses that help, that complements your own physique. All right, don't try and copy someone else and think, oh, that it will work for me as well. Kind of use poses that work for you, and slow it down as well. When you're moving from one pose to another, make sure you slow it down and really think about what you're doing, because sometimes you might practice like that, but when you get on stage, you're like, you're just rushing. But keep practicing. Practice is key. So then when you go on the stage, you don't get stage fright and rush things. So guys, here is some posing practice tips that I've written down for you to have a look at, and just a few notes for you to keep in mind. Alright guys, so there you go. Those are a few little tips that you can integrate within your own posing. So guys, make sure you subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Later.
Don't walk like you're a bad man. Don't walk like you're cocky. You have to walk cool and feel confident.